All right. What up, people? It's a new year. 2024 is in the rap. It's in the history books. It's in the Raptors. It's in the Raptors. We had some music drop this year. Well, my bad. We had some music drop last year. So, yes. We going to spot. My bad. I was bumming a little Cameron. I was bumming a little Cameron. So today I want to talk about my top 5 hip hop albums of 2024. I know it's 2025. Bear with me, I'm a little under the weather. I know it's 2025. Good old T. But these are my top 5 rap albums of 2024. And I hope 2025 has a lot to offer. Coming in at number 5. Now, it took me a while to figure out where I wanted to rank this, but I'm going to rank this. Now, it's not one of my highly listened to albums, but we're going right here. The Death of Slim Shady is hands down one of the best albums that dropped this year. I'm also a fan of conceptual rap, and if you want a deep dive breakdown on how I felt about this album, it's on my page, it's on my channel. I'll put the link in the description. But The Death of Slim Shady was a phenomenal album. It was a concept album. It's some of Eminem's best work that he has put out in a long time. He didn't just focus on the rabbity rap, because that's what he usually does. And I've moved this top 5 around a lot. But I settled on Eminem, The Death of Slim Shady, the coup de grace, as number 5 for his ability to do nostalgic Eminem and it not sound or feel dated. Like, he found the conceptual way to make it fit in the year 2024 when he put it out. So I got to give him his love, I got to give him his credit, and I got to give him his respect for that. So Eminem, The Death of Slim Shady was number 5. And number 4, and I became a fan of him this year. Number 4, number 4, it goes to the man, Big X the Plug. It goes to the man, Big X the Plug. I've probably played this album the most this entire year. Right? This album is I don't know, because it's not like no deep introspective rap, but it's just, I can truly say to y'all as I go through this track list and show y'all every single record, all of these songs are good. There is not a bad record on this album. All of these are good. All of these are phenomenal pieces. All of these. Like, Big X the Plug, he was also, if you want to count him as a rookie, he was also my rookie of the year. And I know Boss Man D-Lo was there. I know. I know Boss Man. I was bad as fucking school. I know he was there. I know. But my number 4 goes to Big X the Plug. The flows, the delivery, the raps, the topic points, the talking points. He's one of the best. I used to always say Rick Ross was the best rapper when it come to picking instrumentals. My mans, you gotta pass that torch to Big X the Plug. You gotta pass that torch to Big X the Plug. I'm sorry, you gotta pass that torch to Big X the Plug. You have to. There's no way you don't pass that torch to Big X the Plug. But that's number 4. Number 3 is probably the hardest one for me to truly do. And a lot of people are going to be surprised at where I'm putting this person because I'm such a fan. Chromacopia is number 3. I know. I'm the big Tyler the Creator guy. I know. I do a lot of Tyler the Creator content. I know. I love Tyler. But Tyler goes at number 3 only because there are 2 albums that I listened to more than this album this year. And I listened to it a lot. I listened to Tyler's album a lot. But when I listen to Tyler's album, I expect Tyler's albums to be good. So the person that takes the number 2 spot, I didn't expect his album to be good. That's the only reason why he goes in front of Tyler, because the expectation that I had for the person that's coming next, I did not expect to like that album and then like it as much as I liked it. But Tyler album is phenomenal. I love the concepts. I love everything about it. But me putting Tyler at 3 is like me putting Eminem at 5 and putting Big X the Plug at number 4. Eminem did concept music, and so does Tyler do concept music. Big X the Plug album, I just played more than Eminem's album. Like, necessarily, Eminem might have had the better album, but this is always a personal list. I played Big X the Plug all fucking summer. And with Tyler, I love Tyler's album. It's one of Tyler's best albums. I just feel like it was number 3. Because it bothers me so much, but I gotta be honest, my second most listened to album, and I think it's the best album, goes to... Oh, that's messed up. It goes to... Vince Staples. And I had to give it to Vince Staples. And I had to give it to Vince Staples only because I promise you, the expectations I had for Vince Staples was in the basement. The talking points, the topic points, the artistry. Vince Staples is a rapper who's tried many, many things on many, many different albums. The first rapper I ever heard consistently rap on techno beats was Vince. He finally put it all together. He harnessed the sound. And I can say this is the best album he's ever made, and this is the most complete he's ever sound as an artist. He's figured out what he is, who he is, and what he sounds like. And he put it together from Close Your Eyes and Swing, the Black and Blue, the Government Cheese, the Children's Song, the Shame on the Devil. Like the talking points that he makes on this album. Tyler album is a personal album. That is true. And you can feel what Tyler is saying on his album. But what Vince Staples is talking to, he's talking to somebody who knew he was trapped. That's one of the reasons why he's a Crip. He knew he was trapped. He knew what he was doing was wrong. He rose up out of that. He figured it out. He found the lane. One of the best lines he ever said, one of my favorite rap lines of the year comes from this album. When he said, the first time I seen $1 million, I squinted. He said, my grandmother came from down south and moved to LA. She tried to escape Jim Crow, but you never could escape Massa. Like, that line is so fire because it's like, yo, my grandmother moved from the south to LA to get a better life and move forward with her life. Baby, you can't escape Massa. You black. It don't matter what state you go to, you black. Like, Vince Staples album is beautiful. The storytelling is beautiful, and I get he ain't that popular. I get it, and it's beautiful. It is definitely a beautiful, beautiful album. But before I tell y'all number 1, I got 3 honorable mentions. I have 3 honorable mentions. First honorable mention, let's get it out the way, just in case y'all do pop up in my comment section. No, GNX is not up here. And GNX is only not up here because GNX came out at the end of the year. And even though I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan, I'll be doing the rest of this list a disservice. I listened to GNX a lot. I definitely did. But GNX is definitely just like how the award shows do. You got to tally that up with next year. It dropped in December. You got to tally that up with next year. You can't tell me in 3 weeks I'm gonna bump that after I had all these albums all year. Like I had all these albums all year. The closest album is Tyler's. But you see how Tyler gave me a good enough window. I've been bumping Tyler since October. Kendrick dropped in December. That's 1 month. By the time you're watching this video, it's in between January 1st and 5th. That's just not fair. But it is a good album, and I might have it on my list next year. Well, this year. But last year, it came out too late. So that's the only reason why GNX misses the list. I understand it. I get it. But are we really going to act like J. Cole's I Might Delete Later is not a good album? Are we really going to do that? I get it. It was centered around the beef. I get it. I understand the marketing ploy, the marketing tool. I understand everything he did, and I understand why people forgot about it. I understand why it came and went. I get it. But are we really going to act like I Might Delete Later wasn't good? Now, the only reason why I Might Delete Later didn't make the top 5 is because I prefer conceptual J. Cole. I do. I like Cole to get into his concept bag and get to breaking it down, and she was a young black girl lost. And I like that Cole. So the rapping on it is a 10 out of 10. The beats are a 10 out of 10. I don't care for the diss record. The album is good. It's just not what I prefer from Cole. He's just rapping his ass off. He's proving to you I'm one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever think of a rhyme. So I give him that. I 100% give it to Cole. My next honorable mention, Big Sean. You talking about an album that came and went? Big Sean album, pardon me, Big Sean album came and went. And Big Sean put together a phenomenal album. Big Sean put together a really good album. He just dropped that album at a time where that's not what people was looking for. When Big Sean dropped that, people was looking for violence. And Sean ain't rap about violence on that. So people was looking for violence. So Sean, a phenomenal album, but that's not where the headspace was at when it happened. That's all I'm going to say. 2 more honorable mentions, and then I'm going to tell y'all number 1. Glorilla. Glorilla album was fire. For a female artist, too, Glorilla album was amazing. It was very, very good. Glorilla showed everybody who said she couldn't do it. Glorilla did it. Glorilla killed it. Glorilla knocked that shit out the park. Glorilla album was really good, and she gets an honorable mention nod from me. So Glorilla is definitely an honorable mention. And my last honorable mention, my very last honorable mention goes to the man that started all this shit in 2024. Future, We Don't Trust You. I don't even think I have to explain why Future is an honorable mention. The only reason why Future is not on my list is because Future's the kind of artist I listen to when I'm in that mood to turn up, or when I'm in that mood to vibe on some street shit. I never really go to Future for anything other than the feel. The album was good because it fit the feel, and the album was really, really good because it gave us one of the greatest hip hop beefs of all time. So Future is an honorable mention. But my number 1 album of the year, I listened to it all day. I listened to it every day. I went to go see him live when he went on tour. Albums have came out. I have not stopped bumping Schoolboy Q Blue Lips all fucking year. It's just bangers after bangers after bangers after bang. And mind you, this list is subjective. This is my personal list. If you disagree, you disagree. But I feel like Blue Lips has not been talked about enough in 2024. And I hope the deluxe is really coming for 2025. Blue Lips was a masterpiece. Every song was good. The storytelling was good. He hyped up the creativity. He tried things he usually don't do. He was in a box that he's never really been in before. He's one of the best live performers ever to me, like when it comes to rappers. Like he has great breath control, great technique, great everything. Schoolboy Q music videos were fire. Everything centered around Blue Lips was great. Like Blue Lips was chef kiss. Blue Lips was one of the best I've heard. Like all year round. Like a bunch of artists put out albums this year. A bunch of artists put out albums this year. A bunch of them. Like a bunch of them. But they didn't move me. They didn't move me like this album moved me. All right? This album was magnificent. This album was magnificent. And I want to thank Schoolboy Q for making this album. And my top 3 was the toughest part of this list because once I removed G and X, I knew where I was going. It was just trying to structure it. So we got Eminem, the Coup de Grace, the Def Slim Shady. We got Big X the Plug, Take Care. We got Tyler the Creator, Chromacopia. We got Vince Staples, Dark Times. And we got Blue Lips by Schoolboy Q. Those are my top 5 albums of 2024. I can't wait to see what my top 5 albums of 2025 is. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good out there. Let's have a great 2025. Doe out.